This presentation is on the narrative theory and its implications in social work. It is by Carly Manuel, Jessica Thiel, Deborah Whitworth, and Janelle Nixon. The first principle of narrative theory is that people communicate about their lives through the process of storytelling. Storytelling is the verbal, written descriptions, artwork, and music that describe all of our experiences. Storytelling allows people to explain and illustrate a phenomenon that has occurred in their lives. Narrative theory allows people to provide additional information to a basic question. For example, the "how are you" question allows a person to explain how they are and give detail to why that is. Narrative theory allows for different cultures to be passed on through artwork, stories, and music, and it also allows the same response to different phenomena to be passed on through generations. Principle 2 is the process of sharing story allows the storytellers to attach meaning to their experiences. Meaning refers to how we understand the experiences in our lives. It is like the concept of those who think the glass is half empty or the glass is half full when they are laid off from the job. One person can think that they are horrible at everything and go into a state of depression. However, on the other hand, another client can come in looking for a new job because they view the same scenario as an uplift and a fresh start. According to Langer and Leisure, appraisal refers to this activity of attaching meaning or interpretation to an experience, and this process often occurs through the activity of storytelling. By going through the process, the client is allowing the social worker to get an understanding of how the client perceives the meaning of an event. The third principle is helping clients alter the meaning they attach to experiences can be helpful. Talking through the events can help people see a different point of view or change their perception of what happened or how they can handle the situation next time. The fourth principle of narrative theory is that externalization helps clients understand their experiences in more liberating ways. Externalization is the process of placing a problem outside of a person rather than situating a problem within a person. When a problem is placed inside the person, then society places them in a circle filled with stereotypes, or the stereotypes are the reasons they are stuck in the problem itself. However, when the problem is externalized outside of the client, then client is allowed to see the problem as something that can be fixed because it is not a problem within themselves, but a problem that they can have that is tangible.
Now, going into the practice setting, an example might be being in a clinical setting where you have immigrants who are talking about the stress of living in a community where they're being targeted or ostracized. What are we going to do? Narrative theory techniques focus on storytelling, getting our clients to tell their story and find the meaning of old experiences. What we are going to want to do is engage with the clients to tell their story. Don't attempt to fix their problems or act like you know exactly where they're coming from, but instead try and understand. Encourage the strengths of their culture and work to connect them with the resources that are available to them. Also, it is key that we create an environment where they feel safe to share their story. Always listen not only to the story of the problem, but to the stories of the resistance or resilience or action against the problem. Another example in the practice setting might be take two people in a relationship having trouble. One partner feels frustrated with the other because they never share their thoughts or feelings. Here, we are going to deconstruct the problem. We're going to help the clients to break down the problem. We want to start off by, first of all, figuring out what the problem is. Deconstruct the problem and ask the client to be more specific about what's bothering him or her. Engage with the couple and help them to understand what the root of the problem is. Encourage verbalizing how they're feeling. Offer new viewpoints of each other and help them to understand the other person's side, and encourage them to just tell their story.
Now we're going to go into narrative theory strengths. Narrative theory is seen as a natural fit to social work. One of the ways you can describe narrative theory is storytelling. So storytelling allows the client to explain to you their situation in a more of a way that they would feel comfortable. So they're telling you a story rather than telling you all of their problems. It makes them feel a little bit more at ease, and it's good for any age group or good with people from diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds. Bibliotheory, it works really well with children. This is using children's books to develop interpretations of a children's experience. So this is another way of storytelling, and this kind of practice works really well with working with young kids. Also, narrative theory can offer practical applications for social workers and counselors concerned with issues of social justice.
There are limitations to narrative therapy. There is not that much scientific research that supports narrative therapy. A potential disadvantage of narrative therapy is some individuals feel uncomfortable being the expert in driving the therapy process. A limitation could also be if the client is nonverbal or has a hard time being articulate. This therapy may not be appropriate if the client does not have the cognitive capability to express their thoughts, or if they are psychotic and do not remember events the way they happened. We are to meet our clients where they're at. And in the ethical code of conduct, we are also to treat them with dignity and respect. So it would be unfair to our clients if we push them into a therapy that they cannot cognitively do or are very uncomfortable doing.